Confusion continues to reign in Otter Creek, but some questions are being answered tonight.
Otter Creek officials postponed everything from tonight's town commission meeting to next month after they were set to swear in new members. TV 20's Lali Salachi tells us why residents are demanding new leadership even after an election was held just last month.
Dozens of residents filled the Otter Creek Town Hall, which was unexpectedly closed for a week. Last Tuesday, doors were locked and the scheduled town council meeting was canceled.
The clerk is the one that operates the town hall, and I didn't have no clerk to operate the town hall. She quit.
That's longtime clerk Mary DeGroot. Meeks also tells me they voted to adjourn the meeting because not all council members were present. New council members were to be sworn in tonight, then the new council would appoint their new mayor, but for the second time, that didn't happen. Residents made clear they want new leadership to take over.
My concerns are if there is corruption, I want it gone. I want the right person to become mayor.
And officials say the next meeting will take place on June 13th. In Chief Lali Solache, TV 20 News.